People sometimes ask me what I do all day, and I find it genuinely difficult to answer in a way that captures it, because every day, even though there is a standard way or scheduled way in which I do things, there are also days where it is not entirely consistent, right? Because the obvious ones would be the sessions, days where I have sessions, the calls, the work. And then there is work that is outside of my official work. And then there is the ordinary life woven through. And sometimes I feel like they are two separate things, but in essence, they are not. So if you've seen my last video, you would know that my day starts usually earlier than 5 a.m. And I do a short meditation before I get out of bed. And then I do a walk with the dog where I ground my energies. And when we come back, there is chores, there is feeding the pets, cleaning up. On days where sessions take up a significant part of the day, I allow myself to stay really present and not be distracted. And during times when there is a buffer between sessions, that is where I really need to ground my energies. Usually I'm not able to use that buffer time to work or to do something else, to write, because I find that it is quite a distraction from having to stay present and having to stay focused. And so on those days, I don't write or I don't do anything outside the norm. So during the buffer time, I may do some art just to ground the energies further. I may do absolutely nothing, maybe listening to something in the background. It could be a podcast or music, but I'm not really listening. It's just there. During the sessions, it's not just passive listening, it's quite active actually, because then I am holding the space for my clients, whether it is face-to-face or by Zoom, and allowing energies to move through us and move through the space. By the time, the last session happens, something in me has also shifted, and this is where I may, do some response art as a way to just bring the energies together, and also to allow the energies to be kind of grounded and drained, and to remove or to move out of my system in a way. And that helps a lot in my own recovery, because in working with a client, energetically, we are sharing the space in that 1 hour of that session, and then that energy may stay with me, even after the call, even after the client leaves. And so there is work to be done even after the session. And that's where my grounding work, that's where the response art comes into play. So studio time, right? Time with art, time with colors, time with paper, texture, all of that helps. It can take a lot out of me, energetically or emotionally. And sometimes whatever I've worked with the client, it may stay with me for a while, especially if we are talking about quite deep release work that the client went through. Instead of absorbing it and instead of making it mine, I really do need to separate it. So the separation between the client's energy and my energy, that takes work. So that goes beyond the sessions that I do with my clients. So So in essence, when I work with a client, whether it is 60 minutes or 90 minutes, there is additional work to be done before the session and then after the session. So it does take up a bulk of my time. In the week that I am filming this, there was also a visit to a family friend who has been hospitalized. And these sort of moments has a way of rearranging everything, right? And I have to move things around. My friend has gone through quite a serious accident. And so the emotional weight, right, has to be carried as well. And what this means is that after a visit to the hospital, I cannot come back and have a session with a client because I still need time to process. So this also means that, finding the right time to do certain things is very important so that it doesn't interfere with the work that I do. And the same goes with the care of my very elderly parents. And, with my mother, taking her to her clinic appointment, even though it is just a normal visit to the doctors, it takes up energy, it takes up time. And this also means that after the work that I've done, with my father and my mother, I cannot schedule a session after that. So it has to be specific days as well. It can be emotionally draining, it can be physically draining. In my mother's case, because she has dementia, so that makes it a little bit more challenging in that sense, having to deal with her and everything that is going on in the home front for them. So there is a different kind of demand in a way, but I take it all in stride and I do what I can. And, during days where I dedicate the day for myself is when I would do things that I enjoy, like, playing tennis, right? And starting really early in the day, play tennis, get it out of my system. And on other days where I'm not, playing tennis, it would be a walk. I'll do a 1-hour walk. On most days, I'm in bed by 9. I may not fall asleep at 9, but I want to rest. I want to really wind down. So I may read or listen to an audiobook, and going to bed early has been my thing. I find it so luxurious to be able to go to bed so early, but I do enjoy it. Sufficient sleep is so important. And the kind of work that I do requires a lot of rest. If I do not have enough rest, then it will not be fair to my clients who come to me, who trust me to take care of them during that time that they're with me. So my day is really very ordinary and maybe at times even boring. But I do live a very fulfilled life. My life is fulfilled through the work that I do, through the people that I serve. Nothing particularly dramatic. It's just a lot. There is a lot on my plate that needs to be done. So with the kind of work that I do, it is very deep work that goes really into the core of my center and into the core of my client center, the consistency in how I live my life, in how I am of service to others. It allows me to keep showing up.